since I'm really doing this to explain things to Newhan, this stream probably won't be on all that long. Just easier to explain it like this and like you having to explain it. Thankfully, I have decks that can explain it. Oh. Sorry, I was zooming. Yeah, I was in the middle of eating dinner though, so I'll just wait till. I'll wait till he shows up then we'll get into it. Yeah, I already got my deck right there. Shouldn't take too long. Ah. Meantime, let me grab my cards. Alright, there's example 1. Now I just need example 2. That should be example 2 just fine. Yep. Oh, I think he was confused. Oh, if he doesn't show up, I'll just tell him to watch this later. Oh. Won't take long at all. So, Newhan, you seem to be a little confused about how the One Piece card game deck building works. So, it's very simple, very easy to understand. So, the One Piece card game is broken up into 6 colors, roughly. You have I have examples of every leader. I don't even think I have a yellow leader. I have a yellow hybrid leader, but I don't think I have an actual mono yellow leader. Point is, there are 6 colors in One Piece: red, blue, green, yellow, black, and purple. Very simple, very easy. When you are making a deck in One Piece, all right. Oh, so. This won't be too complicated. So, One Piece has 6 colors. This is a black leader, but there's black, red, blue, green, yellow, and purple. So, this is a mono black leader. The only cards I can put in this deck are black cards. It's an outdated deck, so don't follow this example. But so, for example, you see right there, the number 2 is black. 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 Every card in this deck can only be from the black region or from the black color pool. You can put any card in the black color pool into this deck, but you can only put cards in the black color pool. That is it. Now, if you have a hybrid color leader, in my case I have a red-blue Vivi. You can, yes. In the case of a red-blue Vivi, I can have a red card, very clearly, and a blue card. You can have as many as you want. Now, hello, Wes. Yeah, I've been basically like messing with my hair all day because I'm working on a final. I was just eating right now. Yeah, that's the star. Yeah, that's Star Deck Luffy. Because I bought the Star deck for the purple cards. Comes like that. Actually, let me see what you get, because this is everything in here except for the 2. You get 4 Sanjis. Yeah, you get the 4 Namis. And you get the 4 Zoros. Zoro used to be like $20 a copy, so that's a good steal. Yeah. Yeah, then you get 2 of the then you get 2 of the purple ones, like I said, the Law and the Kid. There you go. And you get the 3 leaders. Unfortunately, you can't see because of lighting. And then you get 4 of everything else. Yes, you get 4 of all the other creatures with the exception of the ones I mentioned. This is the One Piece card game, Wes. Okay, here's where you get two again. So you get two of the 1-cost spell, and you get two of the 5-cost spell. These don't really see play right now currently. I've been told that Punk Vice is essential for a Luffy deck, but I haven't seen it really be played. But you get two Punk Vices, so you might have to order singles of that one. But that's about it. Yeah. It's not a bad structure deck to buy. It's just that I don't think you need to buy two of them, depending on what leader you're playing as and what your deck is. Well, it's probably more than enough. Kid and Law do see competitive play, so you'll have to buy singles of those. But I think it's cheaper just to buy singles than buying the whole deck again. I do play locals. Yep. I lose every week with my main, Vivi. Lose every game. 100%. Guaranteed loss every game. Haven't won a single game since I started running her. Living the dream. I'll figure out the deck list eventually. I'm close. I'm really fucking close. I can feel it. I have better luck in Magic locals than I do in One Piece right now. I could just play a good leader, but nah, not too fun. Not too fun. I hate mirror matches. No, just well, do you not want to buy the singles? Because Law is $7 a copy right now, and Kid is like, I want to say $3. Kid's really cheap right now. You kind of can't replace Law because Law's a... I don't play my local Yu-Gi-Oh scene. There is a local scene for Yu-Gi-Oh now, but I don't play it. I think Yu-Gi-Oh is very unfun on the competitive level. And also, those tournaments last like 4 hours. And they start at like 7:30 at night. I don't want to fucking stay up all fucking night playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh with a bunch of random strangers. If you want a Yu-Gi-Oh stream, we'll do fucking Master Duel, okay? You know, don't worry. We'll do Master Duel if you want a Yu-Gi-Oh stream. I ain't fucking with those fucking local scenes. Oh, no. Red Purple Luffy gets fucking destroyed. No. Every leader in that deck does not see competitive play past OP05. Except for maybe Law. I mean, Luffy's not bad in concept. It's just that nothing else really plays with him except for Whitebeard. But Whitebeard's like $25 a copy right now because he got unfucking banned. Some fucking cocksucker decided that the ban list needed to be fucking reverted completely. Now fucking Whitebeard's back. Good lord. I'm pretty sure I got a couple copies of Whitebeard around here. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking that day. Holy shit. Hang on. Let me see if I can provide you an example. I know I got a Whitebeard around here somewhere. There he is. Yeah. I have 3 Whitebeards currently. Might have more. Yep. This fucker right here is selling for $20 a copy, I think. And he's kind of needed for Red Purple Luffy. I mean, you can still run. Okay, you can run without it. But you will need Radical Beams. For sure. You desperately need Radical Beams. Speaking of which, where's my 4th Radical Beam? I have 4 of them, but fucking I can only find my 3rd one. I can only find 3 for the tournament I was going to. Yeah, I'd have to go more in depth about the cards specifically if I wanted to talk about like what they do and shit. It's just that yeah, the One Piece card game is very unforgiving if you're not running the proper meta deck list. You can do some variations, like technically, if you decide to play the deck list without fucking Whitebeard, it's still doable. It's just that like you are shooting yourself in the foot. Is this all the bulk I bought from Mario? Yeah, it's all the bulk from there. So only 3 Whitebeards, 3 new gates. I could have tried running him in VV later. A little expensive though. Cost wise, not like actual money wise. You know. So, are there any better starters? The only other starter deck that's coming out next is Film Green Uta, which will be cheaper, but you need to buy one single from it to use it effectively. And I think she's gonna go up in price. Oh, for a local scene? It depends on what your local scene looks like, because these fucking assholes don't know what the fuck a local scene is. Every fucking cunt's playing a fucking meta regional tournament deck because none of them know how to fucking deck build. Sorry. Little PTSD flashback there. But if your local scene is like an actual local scene, you can run these leaders and be fine. You don't need to be fully optimal. Luffy's your best bet. He's a 3-cost. He's a 6K leader. Yeah, but I think Nami's like fucking. I think she dropped in price, but I think she's still $10+ a copy. You want where do I have her? This is the main card's gonna go up in price when she shows up. But hang on. Yeah, I have a full playset of her. Oh, that's where my Yamato was. Oh, those. Oh, wait. Are these where all my Yamatos are at? Shit. I was looking for these. No, I still need 2 more. Where the fuck are my other 2 Yamatos? Did I never take them out of their casing? Oh, I didn't. Oh, okay, perfect. They're still here. Wonderful. Not born. Yeah, let me see. Is she on the top or no? She is not on the top. She's not. Okay, hang on. You're going to want... Why do I have some sleeves in here? Oh, okay, there she is. I was gonna say, where the hell is she? You're gonna want this Nami to make the deck work because she's your searcher. But Uta is good. Uta is meta viable, but I don't know what else Uta runs. I'd have to look at an Uta deck list later. But I know she runs predominantly film monsters, and that Nami should be the most expensive film green card in the game. I haven't been deck building in a while because my VV deck's been losing consistently, so I gotta sit down and fucking make a new deck list on the simulator when I take a break from my essay. Because the only reason I did this right now is because I just finished eating. Yeah, Black has a new leader that's really strong, but his deck is crazy fucking expensive right now because these fuckers right here, I have a full playset of them because I bought them when they were cheaper. Okay, there we go. These 2 fuckers, because of One Piece's terrible reprint policy, although we are getting a specific reprint set that they're claiming is going to have a lot of good reprints, these 2 fuckers are like $25 a piece. Honestly, if someone's willing to pay me for like the full 25 for each one, I might just sell them and see if the reprint drops and they come back in the reprint. But I don't know. If they go up higher, I might consider selling them. I don't run Black right now. I'm probably not gonna run Black for a while. I'm too busy. I'm too far invested in the VV deck. What's up with the hair? I've been working on an essay all day, so it's just kind of me like moving my hair around to do it. Yeah, no. The only other deck I'm gonna probably build right now is Purple Yellow Crocodile. I could build Luffy or Kid. I think I can do that. I do have the cards for it. I just don't really feel like it. I haven't played a leader who attacks in like 2 sets. I'm fucking dying out here. Part of the reason why I fucking lose all the time because some fucking asshole decided that VV shouldn't be allowed to fucking attack. Oh, Oh, I am playing a completely different game in comparison to these fuckers. Holy hell. Yeah, no. Overall, so that's how deck building works. You can only put cards in of your leader's color, and your leader can either have 1 to 2 colors. Leaders have unique life totals. Actually, I should explain life real quickly. So, leaders have life. You'll notice that Vivi has 5 life. However, most leaders that have 2 colors do not have 5 life. They have 4. Luffy from the structure deck you're playing has 3 life, but that's because Luffy has 6k power, so he's automatically stronger than every other leader in the game, with the exception of Whitebeard. And Enel, I think, is the only other character in the game who breaks the rule, or Eneru, however you want to pronounce it, the lightning guy from Skypiea, where he has 4 life, even though he's a mono yellow leader. The cards will make it very clear. Vivi's not a good example for a duo leader because that's an altart, and OPO4's altarts, as much as I like them, do make these more complicated. Hang on. Let me see if I can't provide a more clear example of the duo leader color. Let me see. I mooched off my friend recently, and I snagged a Sakazuki from him, so let me see if it's in here. I don't know where my Kaidos were at. No, I don't have a dual leader in here. You. It's probably in you. Yeah, it should be in here somewhere. Okay, perfect example. So this is the new Meta Sakazuki. You can see how he has a black and a blue border. Most leader cards do not have this kind of artwork on them. I don't know why they went so crazy on Sakazuki. Probably because his first leader card was fucking dog shit. But yeah, most cards will make it very clear. Black, blue, what colors you can have access to, etc., etc. Black, blue leaders can build anything within black and blue, but the drawback is that Sakazuki has 4 life, but he's still better than any mono black leader in the game by far, so it doesn't really fucking matter. But as for a waifu love, I mean, if it works, we can give it a shot. Do I need to run extra copies of Kid Unlock cards for the deck or not? For the one, if you're gonna run one of those leaders, yeah, I do think you do. Cause Law specifically is a 4-cost blocker who, if your opponent has 7 or more cards in hand, you can discard 2 cards from their hand, and in the One Piece card game, you can counter out of cards with hand. So it is essential against certain decks to remove their hand. Like, Whitebeard in particular, you can't be Whitebeard playing their game. They will have like 15 cards by the end of the game in their hand, and they will just counter out of every hit you can throw at them. The only way you can do that is by fucking with their hand, or by starving them out by constant attacking, and Law just gets rid of cards in their hand, just by existing if he meets the conditions. That's why he's so expensive right now. And he's like $7 a copy, but that's not anywhere near as expensive. Like, this card right here is technically not even an alt art. It's a normal card. It's just that like it was printed as a promotion set. This is going for $20 in the original printing, and this version of the card is going for $15 a copy. So $7 a copy is not that expensive. But I think overall, if you do want to get into the game, I guess you can buy 2 sets. Because Law's going to be $14 together for the extra 2, and Kid's going to be like $25 anyway, or not 25. He's going to be like an extra 10, 15x, probably 10ish, $15. So you probably are better off buying 2, but it might be cheaper just to buy the 2 guys solo. Because I don't even think Red Purple Luffy runs. You don't run that 10-cost Luffy. You run Gear 5 Luffy, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I don't think you run 10-cost Luffy. Were those the only structure decks on sale? I mean, granted, it's the best structure deck that came out, period. So if you're going to buy one, it's either that one or Big Mom. But Big Mom's for cunts. Yeah, no. So yeah, I mean, if you want, hello, Jeremy. Don't worry, Jeremy. We'll be having a real stream later today. Kyle will be streaming later today. I just finished eating, taking a break from my essay. That's almost done. I have like half a paragraph left, and then the conclusion. Is there also a generic card that should be needed in this kind of red purple base decks? Because besides the 4-cost law, you showed me the 7-cost kid. Yeah, this is a card you're gonna need in your deck list. No. If you want to just get into the game and play, that is the best structure deck to buy because it's the most recent and it's the best structure deck. Period. Yeah, a few staples you're gonna want. Can you make a video explaining the rules of your card game? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, you're gonna want this Radical Beam. This is essential. This is essential in a red deck like yours. But he's like, I think Radical Beam's currently like $3 or $4 a copy right now. But you need 4 of them. This is a god tier counter card in your archetype. Searchable by Nami. And like, what more can you ask for? Personally, I think you should get this while he's cheap. I'm gonna buy a few copies because this isn't my card. This is my friend's card. But this Luffy got reprinted with worse artwork for the tournament, and it's like $3 a copy. It has Rush. Digimon has Rush too, so you know what that means. You play it and you can attack with it. Otherwise, all cards, take a turn. This is, I think, technically something you want, but it's expensive, and you can buy a cheaper Straw Hat, so you probably don't need that. You're going to want Sanji's God tier 2K counter in your deck list, but I don't think you ever play him in Red Purple Luffy. Give me some time, because so this is the 2K counter Straw Hat you get in your deck list. You're going to want more 2K counter Straw Hats if you're going to be running Nami, because Nami only searches Straw Hat cards. So yeah, you got the Sanji, you got that one. There's other 2K counter Straw Hats, so don't worry if you don't want to pay for Luffy. You can get Usopp. Brook is also there. You can get Brook too. Brook's also cheap, like $1 a copy. But yeah, Azra, well, I mean, I have the sim for the card game now, so I can talk about it in more detail and then give like a generic rule over listing. Purple Zoro? Yes, there is a Purple Zoro card who is mainly played in Purple Luffy right now. I don't know if he's playing Red Purple Luffy. But for your Luffy deck, you're running... Where is he? This fucker never popped up in the tournament for me. That's why I fucking lost. This is the Zoro you're going to be running. You get 4 of in your structure deck. He's you play him. He has Rush, 3 cost 5k. He can pressure every leader but Whitebeard and Luffy. That's what you're going to be running in your structure deck. I'll have to make time to show you how the game plays on the sim, or like show some games on stream at some point. Tomorrow I'll make time to do that. Ideally by the end of tonight I'll have most of my final project done, and tomorrow at night I'll spend some time streaming the One Piece card game so you can make more. Well, fuck, you said it's due on the 11th. Today is the 9th. Yeah. So if it does it end on 11 or like 11 midday? Because like it'd be a lot better if I could show you some of these decks and like how they play a little bit. Granted, depending on what I'm playing on the sim, I might end up losing. Although Enel's also really cheap. If you just want to make a deck, you could probably make an Enel deck for really cheap. It won't be god tier because technically you do need access to cards like this one because she's really good for the deck list. I actually might build Enel. I really wanted to build Enel, but yellow's fucking cancer. That's why I'm trying to build Crocodile because he's technically purple. Yeah, no. Beyond that, the strongest cards in the game used to be red, ultimately still are. Just the worst leader belongs to red. Actually, the 2 worst leaders belong to red, ironically enough. And currently meta is still, I think, in favor of red, but Sakazuki, blue, black should be taking it. You're not playing Sakazuki. I'm just going to tell you right fucking now, you're not playing Sakazuki. I think even the starter deck card, I bought 2 starter decks, so I have like 8 copies of her. Even she's, I think, going for like $20 a copy now. And if she is, I'm gonna go to the local game store and actually fucking sell my fucking copies of her. Because if I can make some quick fucking money, I wouldn't mind saying no to that one. I already have a full playset anyways. Yeah. Now that's not going into the character's abilities. All leaders do have unique abilities, but that's kind of expected. Yeah, take a look at what singles they have. So, okay, what you're looking for specifically is with the Usopp card, you're looking for this. You're looking for... Perfect. You're looking for that right there to say 2K counter. That right there. So in the One Piece card game, when you get attacked by a character, you have to put power over their attack to not take damage or lose your character. So let's say you attack my VV with a 5K leader or with a 5K attack. If I discard my king right here, my king, which has a 1K counter, I take no damage whatsoever. But if you were swinging 6K at me and I discarded king, I would still take damage even though I matched your power. So you want 2K counters in your hand because they beat 5 and 6 costs. Yes. Yeah, but Vanguard has better numbers. One Piece is just 1 and 2, but yeah, it's basically like Vanguard in that sense. Also, you don't take life from your deck. You automatically put the 5 cards into your life area, and then when you take damage, you take the life card. And some life cards have some cards have triggers right there. Unlike Vanguard, these triggers will have a certain effect based on the card. Not all cards have triggers. Only yellow really focuses on triggers right now. Most cards do not have trigger. Only some of them do, but the main archetype that has all the triggers also is the life manipulation archetype. So that's been a fun fucking set of games. What the hell's in here? Oh, all right, these are my spare cards I got from yesterday's tournament. Yeah, no. So overall, that's how the card game works for One Piece. There is draw power in it, but most draw power belongs to blue. And beyond that, if you counter out too many attacks, you're going to lose your hand. Attack once, you can be attacked back. Yeah, your standard it plays very similar to Digimon, except it's similar to it's an exact rep. It's not exact replica. The mana system in One Piece is the way my card game works, where you get 2 every turn, but in One Piece you can give power to your units. Well, here let me provide an example. So, all right. Ignore the artwork. This is not an official product. This is custom. So right there it says your turn plus 1,000. And the way it works is you put this under a card, and that card gains an extra 1,000 attack. So you can buff up units that are too weak to attack. Most leaders will do this, and most players will do this fairly often. It's just, unless you run a leader who's super mana deficient, like me, not exactly super easy to work with. Yeah, here's an example of an official one. That's an official alt art version. These are relatively cheap in comparison. Like, for example, this is the official VV alt art Dawn that came in OP04. I have a full playset just in case I go to an official tournament. And yeah, beyond that, nothing too crazy there with the card game. That's just how it works. You follow your color, you build a deck around your leader, and then you go from there. It is possible to deck build in the game, but it's one of the biggest criticisms about the game that you can't really deck build in it because there are decks that are already... If you want to win, you have to be efficient with your deck building, and unfortunately that means you're copying everyone else's deck build. The reason I lose with VV is because no one's figured out what VV's deck build is, or the decks that are running VV as a leader are way too fucking slow now. Now that Sakazuki's in the game, there's nothing we can do but fucking pray for mercy. Which is why I'm trying to build a different version of Eevee. But unfortunately, not exactly going too well in the progress. I almost won one of my games yesterday, to be fair. It's just that fucking Anel's too fucking... I didn't get the right cards in my hand, unfortunately. I might just put more draw power in the deck. Unfortunately, that still gets me screwed over. Yes, most decks will do that because that's just more consistency. Because usually most archetypes have searchers. Straw Hats have a searcher. Navy has a really dog shit searcher right now, but Blue Navy will be getting a good searcher in OP06. And yeah, most archetypes like Beast Pirates got a searcher in blue. I actually can run a Beast Pirates VV deck. I gotta build that later, see if that's any good. But yeah, no, usually you want to build around a specific group of people. Although with EV, I'm kind of more of a smorgasbord of everything because I just try to grab like the best cards and try to make that work. And yeah, no, that's about it. Most leaders do have a focus, but the focus usually is not tribal, the way you're thinking. It's the only tribal leaders in the game are Wano Country and I believe Shanks. I could be wrong about there being another tribal leader, but I don't think there's another tribal. Oh yeah. And what's his name? Fucking Iceberg. I think those are the only tribal leaders in the game currently. Yes. Oh no! Because technically Kuro is a tribal leader, but he doesn't really buff his tribe. It's just that he needs his tribe to work. I think that's it. Yeah, because we're getting a green film lead. I guess Uda would be the next tribal leader because she's a film leader, but her ability is to draw one film card on attack. It's not really a tribal effect. Oh yeah, Big Mom's in the game. Big Mom's in the game. Her deck is her archetype is Cancer. She ruined the game, honestly. She brought in Yellow, and Yellow's been fucking Cancer ever since. But you don't want to build Big Mom. You cannot afford to build Big Mom. She's an expensive whore. Specifically because Katakuri is selling for $65 a copy, and you need a full playset of him to make her deck effective. I mean, again, you can technically play without him, but like you're probably gonna lose if you're playing without him. And he's selling for I think like $64 right now a copy, and you're gonna need at least 4. He was fucking disgusting on release. He shouldn't have been released the way he was. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with the people who made the fucking game. He was just pure fucking disgust, pure degeneracy. I will never understand what the fuck they were thinking with the original Yellow cards. Fucking terrible. But yeah, no. Ironically enough, that's about it. Probably the most competitive rogue deck you can make is Nami. That's probably relatively cheap. But Nami's a self-mill strategy. That's why she's cheap. Most of her cards only work with her, and she's not popular or consistently winning enough to stick around. I mean, she can win. Like she's definitely like rogue tier. I think actually she's probably like low B or C tier. She just. Oh, so they chose Yellow to get degenerate within their game. Also, you also said Yamato is kind of affordable. Yamato's like $5 a copy, I think right now. But this is Yellow Yamato. This is the yellow version, not the green version. There's multiple versions of Yamato in the game already. One green version I think costs $40 a copy right now. But this one in particular is $5. She's a pretty solid boss monster. You play her on turn 9. Not turn 9. You play her on the turn you have 9 mana. If you have 1 life or less, she will heal you, and then she will KO. Oh, never mind. Okay. The KO effect happens first. So when you play her, she will kill a card on the field equal to the total life between the players. And then, if you have 1 or less life, she'll heal you 1. So she's a free heal and will usually kill a low-cost unit. Usually she doesn't hit too high. Yeah, she sees a lot of play in Enel, which I might build Enel. I like Skypia. I'll just build it more pure. Just have her as my boss monster and Enel as my boss monster. Yeah, for the most part, that's more or less how it works right now. OP06 is bringing a lot more diversity in the gameplay styles. OP06 will probably be where the game gets a lot better. Right now, it's kind of stale. Everyone's kind of doing everything, kind of does the same shit. OP05 slowly opened the door for that. And I think OP06, we're going to probably have one of the healthier metas. Corazon sucks. Doflamingo, I haven't seen full Doflamingo family, but the Doflamingo cards are pretty cracked. And he himself is a really good leader. I was going to build a deck with him, actually, but I despise doing mirror matchups. So that's part of the reason I play Vivi. Literally no one plays Vivi. I never get a mirror matchup because no one in their right mind will play this fucking leader. But no, Doflamingo's good. No, Doflamingo's got a fucking stupid as fuck ability. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking with that kind of ability. That shit was fucking gross. Granted, he still wasn't strong enough to take the, the crown, but he's a very viable pick for a leader. I don't know how much the Don Quixote family costs, or you could run him film, because film is in purple and green right now, and originally purple film sucked ass. But with the inclusion of being combined with green film cards, they became really good. Almost like Shank should have been a fucking hybrid leader from the start, but whatever. Yeah, so that's I think the film cards might be too expensive right now, though. I don't know if they've dropped in price, but they're probably still really expensive. Because I think Uta still sees play in, like, every other fucking purple leader now. That's the problem with the One Piece card game, is that cards that are worth fucking nothing end up being worth a lot more the second a new leader comes out. So that's why, like, you might be better off buying 2 of the structure deck just in case it does get a leader that really makes it over the top and people will pay for it and pay, like, exorbitant amounts of money for cards in there. But it's up to you. If you are gonna start in One Piece and you'd rather not buy singles, just buy the structure deck. There's enough cards in there to make it work. And buy a second one if you want, just to like avoid the headache of having to order singles. But yeah, you could just get singles instead, or just one structure deck and singles. But the structure deck's always a good pickup. Because the Nami and the Zoro alone, it's a Nami Altar and the Zoro. Well, now the Zoro is cheap as fuck, but he used to be worth like, before that structure deck dropped, that Zoro was worth like $30 a copy. I have Lorcana cards, but I've never actually opened them. My brother got them so we could try it out, but never actually opened them yet. I've heard mixed opinions on Lorcana. I've heard some people say it's great, and I've heard some people say it's fucking ass, so I'll have to check that out when that comes around. Yeah, again, I highly recommend before you spend any money to play the sim, just to see if you like the game or not. You can play against yourself on the sim. You can learn its mechanics a little bit through there. It's not too complicated of a game. I think with enough card games you play, you'll pick it up real quickly. But it is very meta heavy depending on where you're at. I don't know what Latin America looks like in terms of its meta scene, but in California, I mean, if I get 2 in theory, I could split them and use one to build Luffy deck and the other to build a Kid deck per se with leftovers and some synergies. No. No, you can't. No, because this is actually one of the things that was really fucking stupid about the deck. Is here, I'll talk about them real quickly. Where are they? Is it you? No, it's not you. Is it you? It might be you. Is it you? Yeah, it's you. Yeah, my first pair of the other ones. So for some godforsaken reason, these fucking assholes decided when they printed this fucking structure deck, the cards only focus on Dawn, which is fine on its own, except the only one who cares about fucking ramping is Luffy. This fucking card, I still don't know what the fuck they were thinking with this one. If you have 4 or more life cards, give this card minus 1,000 power on your turn. And when attacking, Dawn -1, this card gains 2,000 power during this turn. Now, he's not terrible, but there's no synergy with him whatsoever. And again, on your turn, if you have 4 or more life, and he has 5 life as a hybrid leader, you lose 1k power. You can't even swing into your opponent with him until you're at 3 or less life. I'll never understand what the fuck they were thinking with this guy. Now, to be fair, if you can get, like, once he becomes normal, he is more cost effective for his ability. But, like, if you compare this to Katakuri, like, there's no competition. Luffy 6k at the start. And then Law is good. Law is great. The only problem is that you can't really play Law on his own in this structure deck. Because Law's ability is Dawn -3, which, keep in mind, this is getting rid of your mana completely, and you only get 2 back every turn. So when you play Law, you are losing a turn's worth of tempo and then some. Now keep that in mind. Place up to one of your opponent's characters with 3,000 power or less at the bottom of the owner's deck, and play up to one character with the cost of 4 or more or less from your hand. Or 4 or less from your hand. So basically, Law needs cards that reduces your opponent's power. He bottom decks them, which is the best removal in the game, to be fair. That's good removal. And then he can play a 4 cost, which ideally you want to combo him in with right, these are all the right. Oh yeah, there's an example of the new Luffy. Purple Luffy. Oh yeah, then there's Bella Betty. She just dropped as well. If her deck's cheap enough, I might build her deck, actually. Where are the cards at? Now, there are combo cards to work with that can make it playable. Yeah, for some reason the deck's not in here. But they need other cards to work more effectively. Like, that kid desperately needs Rested Dawn mechanics to work effectively. And even then, he never saw play in any competitive scene whatsoever because he's so bad. The deck can work with the other leaders, but if you're bringing up, if you're going to a tournament with just this structure deck and those other 2 as your leaders, you might as well just surrender. They don't synergize at all with each other. Let me rephrase that. Beppo does, but I don't think there's any cost reduction in that deck list. Oh, I take that back. No, Jinbei can do cost reduction, but you never want to play Jinbei because he's your 2k counter, and you desperately want him to counter out of attacks. Yeah, point is that deck's mainly, you're mainly buying that to play Red Purple Luffy, Now, to be fair, you can make decks with the other leaders. You can potentially work with Kid, because all Kid needs, along with those cards and a few cards from OP05, although I think his card's the most expensive in OP05, a $16 blocker, and you need 4 copies of him, so I'm not even going to fucking attempt to build that deck right now. What was I going to say? He's probably the second most likely you can play. You just have to buy some Rested Dawn Namis, and some Rested Dawn, actually just Nami I think makes him work fine. And then everything else you just build normal purple. You can put some boss monsters in there and shit. Yeah, no, but purple's ramp, so that's why it's always a little weird. Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad idea to start now if you want to give it a shot. It's the best structure deck until ST13, which is another hyper-competitive structure deck that has a fuck ton of yellow cards. Because that's what we needed in the world. More yellow cards. That's what we needed. Phil Buddha's good. I'll for sure be playing that one at some point. But yeah, for now I just play Vivi because I don't like mirror matchups. And also because I'm still coping one day I can make a deck list that effectively works with Vivi. Yeah, beyond that though, there are good leaders and there are bad leaders. There are also just leaders that flat out you just shouldn't play. Like Vivi. You shouldn't play Vivi. It's not a good idea. It's really not. But yeah, no, just pick a leader who can attack, and you should be fine as long as you don't pick like the worst leader. Also, don't play Shanks. Don't play Shanks either. Shanks is Shanks is fucking terrible. Well, no, Shanks isn't terrible, but he's not good, unfortunately. I was really hoping to main him as a 9. Well, yeah. Some decks are pretty expensive. Some are cheaper than others. Unfortunately, reprints are kind of shit. So the more recent deck strategies will be cheaper. The older ones will be a lot more expensive, strictly because of how terrible reprints are in this game. But yeah, no, that's about it when it comes to deck building and shit. Anything else from here on in, I'd have to like show you in game or like show you an example of in real time. Beyond that, yeah. If you have friends who play the game, ask them if they have a deck list for Red Purple Luffy and see how much that costs. I'm pretty sure the only other card I think you do need to buy is Gear 5 Luffy, but I think he might be $12 a copy right now because he's Gear 5. But ask your friends about it. You might not even need to. You could probably go into Kaido, but without Whitebeard, you're gonna be a bit of a tight spot. Although, unless you're building a Whitebeard engine, you'll never be able to search him anyways. Yeah. I'd ask some of your friends first. Personally, if you're not expecting to win a competitive scene and you just want to play the game, if you have starters available, depending on how much those starters cost, no. Regardless, even if you have starters available, I think unless you want to buy the singles for Nami and Zoro, because they should be relatively dirt cheap, you're probably better off buying at least one of this new set, because it also does come with. I would say, depending on how much money you want to spend, maybe at least get one of the structure deck. Maybe you don't need both. I think for sure you should pick up at least one. Because that at least gets you the Rush Zoros, it gets you the Nami Searcher, and it gets you other cards that are pretty solid. I mean, you could get 2, but you're really only buying the second one for a few singles. Everything else in the deck is a 4 of. Like, you're really only buying a second one for Law and Kid. Now, to be fair, they are good, and they do work really well with Luffy. So if you want to play that deck and you don't want to spend a lot of money on the new stuff, it might be worth your time to get the second version or the second copy. But again, just be aware that you're mainly paying for 4 cards. I don't even know if you run the spell card. You do want Radical Beams though, for sure though. Radical Beams are going to be essential for your deck list. Although, I have to see what your prices are, honestly. It really comes down to how expensive the game is where you're at. Because Radical Beam is an ST1. And if your Radical Beam is not that expensive, you should get 4. I don't know what band list you're going to be fucking with, though. But no, overall, it's worth buying. It is absolutely worth buying. Oh, actually, wait, no, you hit purple. You don't even need Radical Beam, actually. You can play a different card that does the exact same thing and should be cheaper. You just can't search it. So, tomorrow, I'll do a stream with the simulator. I'll download it tonight, and I'll explain more about it tomorrow. And then, hopefully, you can make an informed decision. Because I don't know if you're going to like One Piece or not. And if you're going to choose between getting into a card game, I don't know if One Piece is going to be the right choice for you. Granted, it's more similar to Digimon. I do prefer One Piece over Digimon, but that's mainly because Digimon has the energy system, or the memory system. So yeah, no, I'll show you some gameplay tomorrow of it, and then you can decide if you like it or not, or if you'd be interested in it. I will say it's kind of monotone. Not very good, not very bad. It's kind of like just, you can put me up to speed with the singles recommendations in chat. I have no problem on jumping on this one, mainly because, like I said, if we hit a game, both we can play the better. You're going to make me actually build a real deck. Oh, why did you do this to me? What did I do to you? I'm going to have to actually build, like, a real deck now. Why would you do this to me? Why would you do this to me, Newman? I was enjoying life. Losing every fucking game. Now I gotta build a real fucking deck. How would you do this to me? Oh man, you do not give a guy a lot of options, do you? You're a cold man. You're a very cold man, Ewan. I don't ask people to play games I play. I'd say which one's more popular in your area, honestly. I mean, One Piece isn't bad, but like, well, I guess it depends on how many decks you're planning to build. If you're just planning to build one deck, it should be fine, but you're gonna want to upgrade your deck or change it every single set if you want to compete effectively. Although Luffy's a 3 cost 6k, he can probably still compete later on. The reason Whitebeard competed for so long is because some fucking dipshit decided that Whitebeard should get fucking draw power every fucking turn on top of being 6k. I will never understand what the fuck was going through their head when they made Whitebeard a fucking thing. But yeah, no. Let me think. Yeah, no. I mean that's fine. I mean you can choose them there. You can choose which one there. I'm just letting you know that the singles market is probably where you might be better off going for specific cards. Yeah, but like my magic decks are expensive. I mean, like I'm making a cheaper master deck, but like I literally just got done buying like the Necron deck, which is, I mean, that's just a structure deck, but I'm gonna change it up for a master deck later. But, um, uh, One Piece is a bit cheaper than Magic to make a really solid deck. I think. I mean, granted, you can make a cheap Magic deck that's good, but like I'd have to limit. Well, I mean, I'm gonna upgrade that Necron deck anyways to a master deck, but it's like I have to limit what I spend on a specific deck. Because I'll say One Piece is better for 1v1s. Magic is a card game where you want to play with, well, at least Commander format, because I only play Commander. Magic is a card game that you can play 1v1, but it's a lot more enjoyable with multiple people. And with Devil being gone every fucking blue moon, never to be seen again, we don't really have people to play Magic with. Magic's a lot more fun in the pod. It's a lot less fun in the 1v1. It can still be played in the 1v1, but part of what makes Magic so fun, at least in my opinion, because I do like Magic a lot, it's just that it's a pod game. It's a multiplayer format. You're supposed to be playing against multiple people at once. That's what makes, in my opinion, Commander format actually good. Commander format 1v1 is boring as hell. Commander format in a pod is fun. That is like, oh shit, that's kind of fucking cool. So for if you're playing just 1v1s with like me and like some of your friends, go One Piece. And if you're gonna start One Piece, that structure deck is a really good place to start, regardless of what you're thinking. It has great cards in there. It's just that like I'd recommend doing the math on the singles, because if the singles are more expensive to buy separately, and I think in your case they might be because of shipping and shit like that, you might just be better off buying both structure decks and just moving on like that, versus buying the singles. But you will have to buy some singles, but those singles will still be cheaper than the ones you were already going to get if you didn't buy the second structure deck. Or you could just not run shit like Radical Beam. You could just run it straight out of the deck. They allegedly claim it's tournament competitive from word go. I mean, it can win. It's not the worst fucking. It's not the worst. It's definitely not bad. It's just that, like, yeah, you're gonna want probably 4 copies of Law at least. So, yeah, I think if I were you, if you're gonna just start off, you are gonna get a bunch of cards you're not gonna use again because you're gonna have a full play set in one. But it might be worthwhile just to get the second structure deck rather than do anything else like that. Yeah, I know, because I'm not gonna spend too much money on OPO5. OPO6 looks a lot more fun, and I just bought my Borsalinos for my VV deck. I might buy a few other blue cards to get ready for OPO4, OPO6. But after that, because I'm still planning to buy the Final Fantasy 15 starter deck for the Final Fantasy card game. I for sure want to get a structure deck there and see what that's going on and see what's going on there, because they have an idea I'm interested in. Yeah, beyond that, that's about it. That's how the One Piece card game more or less works. Everything else similar to Digimon, except you can only have 5 units on the field. But I think that's also how Digimon works. Well, I was gonna say, look at the singles for how much Law and Kid cost, and then get back to me on like which one's cheaper for you, because it might just be cheaper for you to get the structure deck twice because of how shipping works for you. I'm not too sure on that one though. They're good. There are other cards you probably are gonna want to get, but for the most part, for this structure deck, if you get those two and put them at 4, Law is a little more valuable than Kid is, to be fair, but if you get those two and put them at 4, you will probably have enough of a strong deck to be able to play locals and maybe win a game or two. But I'll check if I can't find a deck list for you tomorrow and see what people are running in their deck lists. Because I know there was no... Because that's not including OPO5 cards. People were going to tell you to get OPO5 cards. But I don't know how much money you have to spend on singles because both of them are 10 each. Okay, then yeah, you're better off. You're better off buying the second structure deck then, because yeah, if you buy 2 structure decks for $30 a pop, then you're gonna be saving $10. Yeah, just buy 2 structure decks then. I don't think Law is ever gonna go out of meta. Honestly, he's too good of a blocker. Kid might drop a little bit and like might not be played later on in the future, but I mean, it happens. The cards will still have their abilities. I doubt any of them will be banned flat out. Nothing gets banned except for Red and Nami. So yeah, then yeah, just get 2, yeah, and then you can fuck around with the deck list on your own time. Depending. You are going to be playing a really weird leader, though. His ability is very awkward. He's just a ramp leader, but he ramps at weird times. Because you ramp at... Let me think. You ramp at 3 dawn, or... What do you ramp at? You ramp at 0 dawn, you ramp at 3 dawn, and I think you ramp at 8 dawn? Also, the way I said that is very misleading, but that is what the card says, but that's not how the card works. Hang on. Okay, here we go. If you have 0 Dawn cards on your field, or 8 or more Dawn cards on your field, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. So the reason I say it doesn't work the way it works is because if you're on turn 1 and you decide I want to ramp before I get my Dawn, you cannot do that. You have to get your Dawn first before you can activate his ability. So you never get to ramp on turn 1 with his ability to put you on evens. Actually, wait. What the fuck? It says on 8 Dawn. You don't ramp up on evens, do you? Yeah, because you go 0, you go 1, then you go 3, then you go 5. Yeah, you don't ramp up on odds. Is it 8 or more, or is it just 8? Oh, okay, it's 8 or more. Yeah, it's 8 or more. Okay, yeah. So you do ramp up. You do ramp up still. So basically, if you're playing evens, you ramp up to 9 Dawn, and if you're playing odds, you ramp up to 10 Dawn on the turn you would have 9 Dawn. So you can play a 10 cost boss monster 1 turn earlier. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure you fucking ramp up still. Also, that's a once per turn ability that has no cost on it. So regardless of like, you can lose all your Dawn. Dawn is the mana system. You can lose all of it, and then you can go back to 1 under his ability. But like, if you lost all your Dawn, unless you're gonna win that turn,
No, actually, wait, hang on a minute. Does that might synergize with Gear 5 Luffy, but I don't know how the interaction works. But I know he's supposed to run Gear 5 Luffy. But yeah, no. So that's more or less it for now. The next structure deck is Uta, but you need Nami to play her. And then afterwards, it's Sanji and Zoro. And then afterwards, it's going to be OPO6. The game does have a sim. I'll just download it and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, no, that's more or less a quick rundown of the One Piece card game. A little longer than I would have liked, but you know, it is what it is. All right, so hopefully tonight Kyle will still be streaming. If he's not, I'll stream the One Piece card game, but I'm pretty sure he'll be streaming tonight. And yeah, I think that's about it for now. I gotta go take care of a few things, and then hopefully I'll be back later tonight with Kyle. If not, again, there'll be a stream going over the One Piece card game and talking about it, like playing the sim a few games. So, with that said, thank you guys for your time as always. Have a nice day. I'll see you guys on the next streamer video, which will hopefully be later tonight. Take care, everybody.